Vinodji, you are associated with art of living and spirituality for over 30 years now.
31.
31 years. How will you summarize your learning?
Well, actually, this association is organizational, but the search or the understanding of how the world works and wanting to know more about it, the curiosity, the investment I made into understanding how the world works, how the mind works, the curiosity, the initiative, the the interest in it, and the investment I've made into it, the eagerness. This all I've been there since in my teens. So I just gravitated to the organizational part of it, and with the guidance
Of Guru.
of Gurudev Shri Shri Ravi Shankar Ji's Holiness Puja Gurudev, with an understanding that the wisdom of the mind he has allowed me to know, allowed me to access. I have no regrets. I think I've done well.
The next relevant question to this is what is the importance of Guru in life? Can one do without it?
See, can you repeat that question a little louder?
What is the importance of Guru in life? Can one do without it?
Well, it's like a sandwich. Without a guru is a filling. The first bread on top of the filling of a burger is unconditionality, and the next the base bread of the burger is the safety net, and in between the safety net and the unconditionality, you call it your living. Inside the filling is called your living, where in the living you have primarily two words, which is normalcy and which is properly and normalcy. Now the unconditionality is not properly, and neither is a safety net wherever you fall is not normalcy, is not properly. So now Guru encompasses the world of properliness and normalcy, and unconditionality on top of it, and safety net below it. This is my understanding of the burger.
So can one do without Guru?
Well, you would not call it filling if there is no unconditionality and safety net. You are just then existing. That's not filling.
Okay. Next, again, one similar type of question. You have trained so many teachers and volunteers. If you tell, what are the do's and don'ts you will suggest to them?
About what?
Like about walking on the spiritual path.
Well, people have to do everything sincerely for a long period of time. The practices has to be practiced for a long period of time, and you have to be sincere, and you have to be very hospitable to that what you're doing. You got to honor your practices and your techniques, and the wisdom of the mind must get your honor, and it has to be continuous and sustainable for a long period of time to see any result. So in between, I would recommend that they should not do a critical analysis all the time, because they will then sometimes they become analysis paralysis, where too much analysis and one cannot rectify everything and move forward. One has to move forward, and many things will get rectified en route. So that's what I've been doing. That is.
So we should not put any yardstick or any analysis whether we are progressing at the right pace, in the right direction. We should not do that once we have Guru or we are on spiritual path.
No, see, it's not about some articulation and some nomenclature. It's about where do you want to reach, where is the destination. It's a long walk. It's a very long walk. Put incremental steps every day. Continue and honor your practices, honor your techniques, honor your wisdom and the understanding of the mind. Do learning, continuous learning. Work hard at it, because you have an objective to achieve, and then do it sustainably, consistently for a long period of time. Do not keep on analyzing halfway through and quarter way through. Give it time, and it's like a ripe mango will fall out on itself. You do not need to shake the tree to bring down a ripe mango. It will fall out. Similarly, the mind has something in, there are layers and layers and layers of veil, membranes, like masks on the mind. We call it vikshepa. So when you are in transaction and in activity, then many of the vikshepas becomes ripe and they fall out by themselves. That you are unable to revisit the same vikshepas, revisit the same layers of what you have been doing in the past, or the same kind of same kind of masks, it just falls out. And then the same way, your yardstick, your milestone of your maturity in practicing that what you're practicing, the indicators and the criterion are evident that it just falls out and you're deburdened, the baggages leave you, and you become lighter and brighter and more sincere, honest, loyal, and it's a nice place to be in.
How to deal with this unsaid pain, aches, and destructive criticism? Trupta is asking.
Please repeat that.
How to deal with this unsaid pain, aches, and destructive criticism?
Well, pain, aches, and criticism from other people will never leave you. You got to know this. This is how it's going to be. So you got to have wisdom to put a gap on one dimension which is full of pains, full of criticism from other people, etc., that destabilizes you, makes you unsteady, that erodes your confidence, erodes your esteem, erodes your sense of dignity. You become humiliated. So this is going to be there in the world. But the other parallel to this is something which gives you dignity, gives you honor, self-respect, self-confidence. And you should just dart forward with that wisdom of the mind, and do things, practices, and do pranayama, the breathing techniques as in many Indian styles of pranayama, especially when you do this breath and meditation workshop of Gurudev Shri Shri Ravi Shankar Ji. You can't escape wisdom. You cannot escape wisdom even if you want to. I mean, I like this system that Gurudev Shri Shri Ravi Shankar Ji has manufactured. Wherever you look, Gurudev is there. And I'm fascinated with, in the morning, I just come, maybe without even brushing the teeth and combing the hair, simply on the Doordarshan channel, and boom, he's here. It's called meditation session. And half an hour, you just meditate with him. And he is a source of cheer.
He is.
Yes, of course. So it's uplifting right in the morning to do a meditation with Gurudev.
Ganesh is saying, ability to work happily in the range of set or unset itself a wisdom. This can be possible by understanding about the mind and tools and techniques to handle the mind. Keeping an equanimity in mind, samatvam yoga uchyate, great comprehension. We all experience, after listening to this video, Raji is also saying, I realize how set I am, and I actually thought I was flexible and non-set. We make the unset also set. Any comments?
Yeah, Raji is very intelligent, therefore she is reading between the lines. Well, one needs to understand the range and the spectrum and various diversities and variety we're going to have to move through. And the mind wants to dominate, it wants to control, it wants to get influence over things. The mind is seeking rights, it wants rights and choices and options. So that's what it want to convert the uncertainty and the inevitability into the realm of its influence and reach. But then that's not how it is, because you cannot, in the end of the day, you cannot totally have reach and influence over inevitability. Inevitability is going to weave itself through whatever that you have understood as your security. So dart forward in living with severe, eliminate insecurity from your brain, eliminate despairs, eliminate anxiety, pressure, and anything that inhibits your moving forward. So you do not have to much worry about this word non-set and set. Yes, you are right, Raji, that people want to further regulate the unregulated, but leave some things and move on. Some things will remain unregulated and move on. And enjoy the spectrum and the range.
Ji, you use this word inevitability many times. Do you believe in inevitability?
Of course.
So everything
I like
is
inevitability.
So everything is inevitable?
Well, see, today really you are not prepared to meet me. We are not planned, and not at this time. Generally, sometimes we meet here in a different time.
Yeah.
But then it is working that way.
So if everything is inevitability, everything is fate?
No. Inevitability does not mean fatality. Inevitability only means it is woven into the non-set dimension and the set dimension. Nothing is devoid of inevitability.
So if something is going to happen, it's going to happen inevitably?
See, that statement what you're making is ingredient. It has maybe 2 million ingredients. 2 million factors, 2 million separate components.
Like we meeting here was inevitable.
Yeah, we meeting here, if you really break it down to tiny bits, to littlest bits of what all went into me and you meeting here today, we can really articulate and identify maybe 100,000 factors, ingredients that came together, components that came together. So all this together, either you call it inevitability or you call it ingredients, components and factors.
So it was by choice, but it was inevitable to make this choice.
Is it not?
Yeah.
See,
So
that's the
how
point.
much is the role of free will there?
Well,
Or
if
Purusharth.
you break it down to factors, ingredients, components, and littlest, tiniest bits and parts, then it is your free will. But if you are not, if you have no capacity to do that, if you are not, if you do not have the capability to do that, then you call it inevitability.
Because like we decided that we should sit now and speak, it's also because of certain culturing of our mind or our habits
Yeah,
or our pattern.
certainly.
So it was inevitable,
Correct. Suddenly you find this place is available,
available.
and light is good, noise is not there.
So inevitability has more role to play than free will.
Well, you know, I like this word because His Holiness Puja Shri Shri Ravi Shankar Ji has used this word, and he has
Present
used this
moment
word.
is inevitable.
He has used this word in a phrase, and the other three word in the phrase is present moment is inevitable. Therefore, I conversely look at it. I look at it in reverse, and I discover that why did he connect present moment into the word inevitable? That means first and foremost discover the word inevitable, and then that is a window to arrive at this dimension called present moment. If you arrive at this dimension called present moment totally, that is not easy. It is slicing the mind into the most almost subtle part of the mind. Then only this present moment. It has no width. It is too narrow, this present moment. It has no width. It is deep and vast. And if you arrive there, it's very enriching, very enabling, very empowering. Therefore, present moment is inevitable.
Inevitable.
Therefore, I like the word inevitability.
Sheila is asking Vinodji how a non-set one can be free in every time effortlessly.
Delete the word
Every time.
every time, because time also needs its respect and honor, that it also has a role to do in your living. So allow time to do its bit in your living. And sometimes you can be dominating the time, and sometimes allow the time to dominate your events.
Shweta Acharya is asking, when things are non-set, accepting that things are non-set is the biggest problem. How should one train their mind to come to that stage of acceptance?
Well, be vast and be deep, and outlive the word that you have used as problem. It's a challenge, it's a hurdle, it's an obstacle, it's an obstruction, it's a barrier, it's a bird, it's a baggage, it's a borderline. So learn to outlive it, learn to overcome it, and every time you do that as a habit, then the pattern will be set that anytime you see a obstacle or obstruction, you want to do a high jump over it and outlive it. The benchmark, as much as it goes higher, you learn to jump higher.
JD is asking, in our living, what's the way to be charmed by inevitability perpetually?
Nothing is perpetual. Only your activity, your sincerity, your honesty, loyalty to the cause. These are perpetual. But your moods, your feelings, your sentiments, these are perhaps wavery. And it does not require a perpetualness.
Okay. Tarini is asking, amazing video with insights of how to be devoid of suffering even in pain by separating the events of mind and events of inevitable. Vinodji mentions we have to be flexible, malleable and ductile to live along in this continuum of unset and set. When unset props out
Wait a minute. Now you ask your personal question to me. You are a good interviewer.
Yeah,
so-
I'll just ask this question, then I'll take mine.
Okay. Because we are already exceeding the time.
When unset props out of nowhere or everywhere is just the recognition that, oh, this is inevitable, the flexibility. If not, what? How to get rid of flexibility?
Well, how to get rid of flexibility. No, perhaps you have articulated with some error. But then, you know, you need to be adaptable. You need to increase your capacity to be adaptable, adapt to new upgrade your mind. So then you can face the non-set dimensions. But primarily, you need to be adapting to the new things that pop up as a challenge in front of you. Just yesterday in the news, in Iraq, this happened, that a COVID hospital with COVID patients, 70 of them have died in a fire. Now, how did that happen? I mean, it is more secure, very safe, and they're already patients, and they're surviving COVID, and then the fire hit them and took their lives. So this is what to do about it. I mean, I condole the death, and I empathize with the loss of lives, and my prayers to all the deceased and their families. But then what to do about it? So this is a non-set. So how much ever you set, the non-set is also woven into it. It's interspersed. Inevitability is interlaced, interspersed, interwoven, and intertwined with that what is set.
Vinodji, you mentioned about you gained.
Final question.
Yeah, you mentioned about you gained a lot living your life and spending your 31 years, 32 years with Gurudev Shri Shri Ravi Shankar ji.
In association with
In
Gurudev.
association with
Yes.
Gurudev Shri Shri Ravi Shankar ji. How much, what is the role of commitment, dedication and single pointed focus, and how one should express in their behavior and in their life?
Well, let me simplify this question. If you sat in the house, you will never get a fracture. If you go out to play a game in the athletics, you may get a fracture. If you get a fracture, you need a safety net called a doctor. So if you're exposing yourself to transaction, collaboration, market realities, product development, and persuading a listener to subscribe to your views, this is exposure. And there, if you go to play games in the field, you may get injury, you may get bruises, you may get scars. Then you need a safety net. Only then you need a safety net. And the safety net, instead of doctor, you can call it, in this case, of the mind, you can call it Gurudev His Holiness Puja Shri Shri Ravi Shankar ji.
And how much role of one's commitment plays in this transactional relation between Guru and Shishya?
Well, it's totally a matter of commitment, because if at all you expose yourself, then you will get if you get an injury, then you may need a doctor. But at that point of when you have an injury or a breakdown, it's pointless to then discard the doctor at that time. So you need to have a doctor with you, who will put you back together, your broken pieces together.
Many spiritual people, when they are following their spiritual practices, they kind of have an expectation that they should always be happy, they should always feel peaceful. This always word comes in mind,
Yeah.
and you already mentioned that remove this always word. But how to face these lows and ups of energy or of your mind, and how to stay faithful or optimistic about the path that they are growing in the right direction?
Understand, everything is an opportunity, everything is guiding you towards possibilities, and maybe they sound to you, maybe meditation may sound not proper, or breathing techniques may sound to you as not proper, not normal. But then, you know, nowadays the trend is to do breathing techniques and meditations and wisdom of the mind, learning about the mind, and such things. So be optimistic in the sense that it's a world of possibilities, and understand how to connect the dots together. And really, you should not arrive at despondency. You can allow yourself to have dull moments. No, it's okay. Like a day or two, you are a little dull. So, but don't allow it to linger longer. And breathe in and breathe out, and be in cheers and not in tears.
Thank you, Vinodji, for answering all the questions of our viewers from your last video. We'll come back to all of you with one more topic. Which topic would you like to listen from Vinodji? Just let us know, and we will ask about that topic to Vinodji in the next video. Thank you, Vinodji. Jai Guru.